So guys, after many weeks of requests for Huttball to return, it finally did just a few days ago with some new changes in the game mode that has received a lot of mixed opinions, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. But before I do get into it, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss out on any more Star Wars Hunters news. But jumping straight into it, the big new change to the game mode is that now if you use a hunter who has a movement ability, you can now actually keep the Huttball rather than losing it before, and as a result of that the score has gone from 3 goals back up to 5, which it actually was originally. And it's this big change where pretty much all the criticism is right now, but also where all of the praise is. It essentially means that anyone with a movement ability, so Slingshot, Aaron Tool, Nox, Pillbush, Reeve, and there's no doubt someone else who's really good. But it pretty much means that all of them, especially Slingshot and Aaron, are just insanely OP at the mode because of their movement. But to be honest, I don't actually mind that because it just means it's completely different to anything else. And I feel like it's nice to actually have a game mode that really focuses on those abilities, rather than just who can stay alive. Now sure, this does mean that sometimes games can be finished insanely fast. I've seen someone on Reddit say that they scored all 5 goals within 43 seconds, which is absolutely mental. And sometimes you will have games like that because a lot of players haven't necessarily played Huttball before. Many others may not actually realise about the movement abilities just yet, so it's going to take time to get used to these things. But I personally am a huge fan of this. When streaming Huttball the other day, I actually didn't get bored after 90 minutes, and with the old Huttball I probably would have got bored within a couple of games. And that's because the old Huttball for me just always felt a bit slow and not hugely interesting, because a lot of the time the games would end in draws, and I feel like some people just wouldn't really play the game properly. Now though, especially in that 90-minute period. And another thing is that getting the Huttball from one side of the map to the other took so long, depending on who of course you're playing as. But even Slingshot with the Huttball, he was the fastest character, but still obviously is slowed down compared to his normal role. And because you couldn't use his movement abilities, you just felt so trapped. Or at least I did. But now though, it just feels a lot more freeing. And I really like the fact that you can go from one end of the map to the other in literally 5 to 10 seconds. Because it's led to a lot of back and forth action. Plenty of goals are being scored. We saw plenty of great saves on stream as well. And it just feels so much more exciting to play, and I genuinely do want it to stay as permanent, rather than just being an event we get once or twice a season. I think what the Hunters team have done with Huttball though, with it being permanent for ages before in soft launch, and it probably not being hugely popular, to then make it a limited time event which they then have clearly been tweaking based on feedback and then reintroducing. I definitely think that is quite a smart thing to do, especially if they don't necessarily want to risk this as being a full seasonal release. And based on all the feedback they've got during this event, maybe they will tweak it even more. But personally, I'd be so happy if they actually released it in the state it's in now. But of course, we will just have to wait and see. Like I said guys, I'm really enjoying Huttball now, and fingers crossed we get to see it more often. This new change has definitely benefited the mode in my opinion. And I'd say with this change to Huttball plus scrap salvage being as good as it is, Season 4 has definitely been one of the best seasons for game modes. That is going to be it from me today guys. Let me know what you think about the new Huttball changes in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the force be with you always.